Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV in conjunction with Colfax High School presents Viking pregame. A look at today's Colfax Vikings girls game. And now, Viking pregame.
Good evening and welcome to the NLWN-TV studios. Rick Olson here, and tonight the Dun-St. Croix Conference leading Viking girls are getting ready to take on the winless Boyceville Bulldogs. The Vikings are coming off a thrilling 52-43 win over the Durand Panthers last Tuesday, while the Bulldogs are coming off a 59-34 loss to Alma Pepin Eagles last night. Now, this game holds the potential for being a trap game for the Vikings, and they will have to take care to make sure that that doesn't happen. Now, coming up in this edition of Viking Pregame, we'll take a look at tonight's matchup between the Boyceville Bulldogs and the Colfax Vikings. Then we'll get Coach Serrar's perspective on tonight's game in Coach's Corner. Following that, we'll send it out to Boyceville High School, where we'll bring you all the play-by-play action of tonight's game. So it's time to get ready for some exciting high school girls basketball. All that coming up right after this brief timeout. You're tuned to Viking Pregame on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
There is a road laid out for me.
First night here, but Amy seems cool.
Leading down to the river. I am blind, but I need not see.
What do you think?
I know this road is there for me. If I'm really free, take me down to the river and walk.
Welcome back to Viking Pregame, where we're getting ready to bring you all the action of tonight's Dun-St. Croix Conference girls basketball game between the Boyceville Bulldogs and the Colfax Vikings. The Vikings are looking to keep things rolling following their 52-43 conference win over the Durand Panthers last Tuesday. In that game, the Vikings were led in scoring once again by sophomore McKenna Shipman, who hit on 6 field goals, a free throw, and a three-pointer for 16 points. Following Shipman was Jillian Bovey, who teams are discovering they can't afford to foul, as she hit 6 free throws and 2 three-pointers for 12 points. Emily Bertram-Schofield contributed 10 points to the effort, while Jasmine Best added 9. Thus far on the season, the Vikings are led in scoring by Shipman, who's averaging nearly 16 points per game. She's followed by Maddie Barstead, who's putting up nearly 11 points per game. Also leading contributors include Bertram-Schofield with nearly 10 points per game, as well as Jasmine Best and Jillian Bovey, who are adding over 6 points per game each. The leading rebounder for the Vikings this season is also Shipman, who's pulling down over 8 boards per game. She's followed by Barstead and Jeanette Hajdukovic, who are averaging 5 rebounds per game each. Now, last night, the Boyceville Bulldogs took on Alma Pepin Eagles, where they were defeated 59-34. Unfortunately, we don't have any scoring statistics from last night's game. However, currently on the season going into last night's game, leading the way for the Bulldogs is sophomore Hannah Dunn, who is averaging 10 points per game. She's followed by junior Rachel Montgomery, who's putting up 6 points per game, along with Harper Olson and Haley Hainstead, who add another 4 points each. The leading rebounder for the Bulldogs is Montgomery, pulling down over 5 rebounds per game, followed by Cambry Reesmer, who's grabbing nearly 5 boards per game. The Vikings are averaging 56 points per game while giving up only 44. Meanwhile, the Bulldogs are averaging a mere 27 points per game while giving up 51. That said, the Vikings need to take care not to allow this to become a trap game by taking the Bulldogs too lightly. Now, coming up next, following this timeout, we'll get the coach's perspective as we chat with Viking head coach Courtney Serrar on Coach's Corner. You're tuned to Viking Pregame on the Northern Light Webcasting. Network and NLWN-TV.
You're tuned to the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV. We use advertising revenue to make this service available to you. If you have a business and would like to get your message out to our ever-increasing audience, give us a call at 715-563-1749. We'll be happy to discuss our budget-friendly advertising packages with you. Get your business noticed on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV by calling 715-563-1749.
Time now to see what the coaches have to say. It's Coach's Corner, where they look at tonight's game from the coach's point of view. And now, Coach's Corner.
Today we're talking with Viking girls head coach Courtney Serrar. And Coach, last Tuesday the Vikings got a big win by knocking off the Durand Panthers 52-43. That win leaves the Vikings with a 3-0 record in the Dunn St. Croix Conference and all alone in first place. Your comments about that game?
Yeah, we were excited. The girls, came ready to play and showed that, we're the team to beat right now, I think. And we showed Durand that it's going to take their best game to play with us. And I was just impressed with our overall effort. I said in the post-game comments that the girls defended their butts off. Durand had a really difficult time scoring, and I don't think they even put their first basket in until like halfway to go through the first half. So anytime you can play with that level of championship style defense, I think you're going to, put yourself in a great spot to win.
Now, this game shows how the Vikings have developed into a well-rounded team. When an opponent shuts down one of your leading scorers, as Durand did to Maddie Barstead on Tuesday, somebody else is ready to step up and take up the slack. Can you talk a little bit about the apparent chemistry that makes this team click?
Yeah, we have a ton of girls who can put the ball in the basket. Our starting five can all score, and even our, five off the bench are all, great shooters and can put the ball in the hoop. One thing we talk about is just our shot selection and always, finding the open person. So you might have a good shot, but your teammate might have a great shot, and that's the pass that we want to make. And, they do a great job. They're not selfish. They're not, Maddie's an excellent player. She's smart. She's not, trying to force shots up to get her points or anything. She's always making the extra pass, and all the girls are. So that's wonderful to see.
One of the things I saw last night before the game, or Tuesday night before the game happened, was some of the varsity girls out on the floor doing a bit of a shoot around. They had seemed really loose on the floor. They were getting along wonderfully with each other, laughing and joking, and yet they were getting in good constructive work at the same time and talking to each other about the shots they were taking and so on. It looks like these girls really want to be able to support each other.
Yeah, we talk about that all the time. You have to, basketball is a team sport, and the team comes first, and they all do a great job with that. They celebrate each other's successes, and they lift each other up when, things might not be going well. And that's, what we need to keep doing. So there's going to be times when we, even against Durand on Tuesday, there were some times we faced some adversity, and, they were able to stick with what we are all about. And, the outcome showed, and we were able to win.
Now tonight, the Vikings take on the winless Boyceville Bulldogs, and even though they're winless on the season, these games in the past have been big rivalry games. And when it comes to rivalry games, basically you can throw the records right out the window. What can you tell us about the Bulldogs?
Yeah, Boyceville, historically has run a really great swing offense, which requires you to communicate. It requires you to make sure that everyone's on the same page and in their help positions. There's been times when we've been, have not defended that swing back screen very well. So I think, that's going to be the key to the game, is just how we can defend that, slow moving, patient, timely screened offense. And if we play defense like we did Tuesday against Durand, we'll be fine.
Now, it appears as though the Bulldogs have two players who pose an immediate threat, with Hannah Dunn and Rachel Montgomery. Are there any adjustments the Vikings need to make to deal with those two?
We're not going to make any huge adjustments. You know, our style of defense, you know, we're always helping each other. That's just our style of defense. And so we're just going to make sure that we continue to do that. You know, like you said, those two I think are the people who are looking to score the most for the Boyceville Bulldogs. But yeah, we're just going to continue to play our, you know, great style of defense. We're not going to adjust anything that we do. We're hoping that our, you know, hard-nosed defense is going to make them adjust what they do.
Okay. Now, anytime a team takes on a winless team, there's the risk of the team taking that other team too lightly. And, of course, that's when disaster strikes, as Boyceville would like nothing better than to get in the winning column by knocking off the first-place Vikings. Now, how do you keep the Vikings from looking past the Bulldogs?
Yeah, you know, it's something that we talk about, you know, in a few games in the season, is we just can't play down to that level. At the same time, you can't just assume that, you know, things are going to be great. So we just have to stick true to what we do. A lot of times when you play teams, you know, that haven't won or, you know, are kind of trying to still figure things out, you know, they take a lot more risks. So we have to make sure, you know, that we just do everything correct, top to bottom. I've mentioned this a few times in interviews, but we just have to make sure that we come ready to play. And if we can do that, I'm, you know, confident that the outcome will be in our favor.
It's kind of like the old adage goes, you got to remember to dance with the person who brought you. Stick with your stuff.
Yep, exactly. We can only control what we do. Can't control what they do.
Well, Coach Serrar, good luck on tonight's game. Hopefully the Vikings will be able to move that record to 4-0 in the Dunn St. Croix Conference.
Yeah, thank you.
You've been listening to Coach's Corner, where they look at tonight's game from the coach's point of view. This has been a presentation of the Northern Light Webcasting Network.
Meet the Scan, a simple procedure whose mission is to detect lung cancer early.
I'm here to save you.
But I feel fine.
That's great, but you may still be at high risk for lung cancer.
Oh man, that's a new fence.
If you smoke, early detection could save your life. Learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Welcome back to Viking Pregame. The Vikings are looking to continue on their winning ways and keep their Dunn St. Croix Conference record unblemished. On the other hand, the Bulldogs would like nothing more than to break into the winning column by knocking off the conference-leading Vikings. Now, this does have the potential to be a trap game for the Vikings if they overlook the Bulldogs and don't come ready to play. So, the stage is set for some exciting high school girls basketball, and we'll have all the action for you right here on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV. Now, in just a moment, we'll send it out to Boyceville High School, where Dan Petchow and I will bring you all the action of tonight's girls' game between the Colfax Vikings and the Boyceville Bulldogs. That's all coming up next. You've been tuned to Viking Pregame on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Touchdown! Oh, did you see that? Whoa, we scored? Yeah, we scored. We're going to the playoffs. I can't believe I missed that. Every time I'm buzzed, I spend too much time on my phone. What? I should take your phone away. No. I'll call for a ride. Hey, why does my face look like that?
I'm playing with these new face filters.
Okay, you know what? Yep, that's mine.
I'm gonna need that back.
No.
Kevin!
You've been tuned to Viking Pregame with a look at today's Colfax Vikings girls game. This has been a presentation of the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV. Stay tuned. Coming up next is live Colfax Viking basketball.
It happens to everyone eventually. Your computer goes on the fritz. Fear not, Slaton's Technology Services can help when your computer decides to not cooperate. It can be very frustrating. Let Slayton's Technology Services keep you from wanting to drive your computer right off a cliff. Slayton's Technology Services supports business of all sizes. They offer assistance with managed anti-malware, encrypted email, fast tech support, data backup, and recovery, and more. Call Slayton's Technology Services at 715-864-2833 and get the IT help you desire. Slayton's Technology Services is the official IT service for the Northern Light Webcasting Network.
Colfax Viking Basketball is on the air.
Maddie Elke's pass gets intercepted. Farstead, she brings it back down the court. Cuts into the lane. Jumper from the lane, nothing but net this time.
The Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV proudly presents tonight's Colfax Viking Girls Varsity Basketball game.
Farstead over to the left side to Best, who puts up the three and hit it. Jasmine Best with a three-pointer. She's got 8 points.
Join us as we head out to the gym for tonight's Viking basketball.
Pass down the left side to Hajdukovic. Hook shot goes up and in. Jeanette Hajdukovic with the power forward hook. Good evening. Welcome to Boyceville High School. Rick Olson here along with Dan Petchow. Chris Olson on the camera with us tonight. And we have Colfax Viking Girls Basketball coming your way as they take on the Boyceville Bulldogs. And we have a pep band just off to our left, making it real hard for either one of us to hear what the other one's saying, but we're going to do the best we can. Because that's the way it's supposed to be at a high school athletic event. Get that pep band going and have a great time. Vikings all alone in first place in the Dunsink Croix Conference with a 3-0 conference record. The Bulldogs, well, they're looking real hard to find the winning column. They're 0-8 on the season. Their last game was a defeat at the hands of Alma Pepin and last night. So the girls not only are 0-8, but they're a little tired from playing last night. So we'll see what happens, because this has all the makings of what, Dan?
Yeah, it could be a trap game. Yeah, no game is a given. So you just
that's why they play it.
Yeah, could be anybody's game any night.
Well, I'll tell you what, we're going to take a bit of a timeout because we got a little bit of a late start from the scoring table. JV game didn't run all that much too late, but scoring table was a little late at getting the buzzer sounded to allow the teams on the floor. So we've got just over 9 minutes before we get things started. So we're going to take a little bit of a timeout here and get some of our ads in, just in case the coaches decide not to call timeouts. That does happen sometimes.
Yeah, some games it just flies right by.
So you're tuned to Viking basketball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Are your animals feeling a little under the weather? Give the nice folks at Colfax Animal Hospital a call. Bruce Buckley is just what the doctor ordered. In fact, he is the doctor, and he's ready to help. That's the Colfax Animal Hospital. Give them a call at 715-962-3380.
When it comes to your finances, security is just so important. Derry State Bank's online banking and mobile app offers dozens of new and enhanced real-time alerts. Whether an ATM withdrawal is made or a login to your account failed, you'll instantly know. So now, the technology that makes it easier to manage your money is also making it safer. Visit DerryStateBank.com or call to learn more. Derry State Bank. Banking on relationships. Member FDIC.
Derry State Bank.
Anderson Bridges, located in Colfax, Wisconsin, has been manufacturing prefabricated steel truss bridges since 1989. With hundreds of bridges supplied nationwide, we suspect you've crossed our path. It may have been on a pedestrian or bicycle bridge, or how about a snowmobile, ATV, or golf course bridge? Anderson Bridges is likely to have manufactured it. Founded in 1989, Anderson Bridges has been a family-owned company since its beginning and are proud to support the Colfax Vikings.
And we're we're back here at Boyceville High School. As I said, Rick Olson along with Dan Petchow and a very loud pep band. Although I suspect that it's us trying to listen to them here in the gym. I think those of you at home are probably doing okay with it. At least that's the way it's been in the past. Nice contingent of Colfax people here tonight, and a good, handy group of Boyceville folks. This is one of those friendly rivalries. 17 miles separate these two teams.
Right down 170.
Oh, 777.
7.
Oh, down Highway 170.
Yeah.
That's the pep band's fault. But yeah, just take 170 west out of Colfax, and you're going to end up in Boyceville. And I remember back in the 90s and the early 2000s, this was a real serious rivalry. Big-time battles for the conference championship between Boyceville and the Vikings. But Boyceville's fallen on a little bit harder times with their teams. And they had a group of kids that came through that were just really powerful. And in small schools, that can make a huge difference. And in Colfax, they've got such a solid program starting about 3rd grade to develop players that, well, we've said it many times here, Colfax doesn't ever have to rebuild, they just reload. And this year's a good example. Lost 7, I believe, seniors from last year's team. And look at this, they're sitting on top of the conference again.
Yeah, Coach Doucette did a good job over the years.
And now his daughter, Coach Serrar, has taken over the reins, and they haven't missed a beat. And so, I'll tell you what, Dan, why don't you let us know who's going to be playing in this game?
Yeah, here's the starters for Boyceville tonight. They're going to go with number 10, Harper Olson. They're going to go with junior number 15, Rachel Montgomery. Junior number 20, Haley Annested. Junior number 22, Kimber Riesemer. And sophomore number 23, Hannah Dunn. For the Colfax Vikings, they're going to go with senior number 12, Jillian Bovey. Number 22, senior Maddie Barstead. Senior number 24, Emily Bertram Schofield. Junior number 32, Jasmine Best. And number 42, sophomore McKenna Shipman. I would guess we'll see some of the other players too come in tonight.
I would suspect that if this game ends up developing like everyone in the world expects it to, we'll get a lot of those other players in. But, as you said, this is why we play the games, because, you know, these kids from Boyceville, they're regular kids just like the kids from Colfax, and anything can happen. And if they get off to a hot start, Colfax gets frustrated, look out.
Yeah, I can expect Coach Serrar to come out, bring out the girls in a kind of a press right away, kind of get up a little bit, and then kind of back off after that. So we'll see what she does here in the first, I would say, 8 minutes of the game.
And Coach Jay Lagerstrom of the Bulldogs, I wouldn't be surprised if he's got a trick or two up his sleeve to deal with this game. So we'll see what's going to happen. Look for action coming out of Rachel Montgomery and Hannah Dunn. They're the two leaders on the team. And look for likely Maddie Barstead to be matched up on one of those two.
Yeah, Hannah Dunn's leading Boyceville right now in points. Her highest is 14, followed by Rachel Montgomery.
Well, the Boyceville Bulldogs now they got it to go. They had a problem. They had 2 balls stuck in the net.
That's 4 points.
It would be, yes. So we got about 2.5 minutes to go. So I'll tell you what, we're going to take one more time out before they get to the national anthem and so on. So we'll take this time out. You're tuned to Viking Basketball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
On those days when you're hankering for something that's delicious and nutritious, simply stop by FitFam Nutrition in Colfax. They serve Herbalife meal replacement shakes, metabolism boosting teas and protein coffees. They taste as good as they sound, and they're healthy. Come and visit the Bentons and let them prepare for you a simply sweet treat, or something for the chocoholic or coffee lover in you. FitFam is a slam dunk. That's FitFam Nutrition, complete with one-on-one wellness coaching and business opportunities. 1020 University Avenue in Colfax.
And that was the pep band with the Viking fight song, otherwise known as Go You Northwestern. I suspect they'll come around with the Bulldogs fight song. And it doesn't say what it is here on the program, but here it is anyway. And now we'll send it over to the scorers table for the sportsmanship announcement and national anthem and player introductions.
We request your cooperation by supporting the participants and the officials in a positive manner. Profanity, racial, sexist, or ethnic comments or other intimidating or taunting actions or chants will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal from the site of the competition. Please enjoy the game in a positive manner. To honor America and those defending our freedom, we ask those who are able to please stand, remove your hats, and place your hand over your heart for the playing of our national anthem. Tonight's conference matchup between the Colfax Vikings and your hometown Boyceville Bulldogs. And now the starting lineup for the Vikings. Senior number 12, Jillian Bovey. Senior number 22, Madison Barstead. Senior number 24, Emily Merchant. Senior number 32, Jasmine Best.
And those starting lineups once again for the Vikings. It's the usual five: Bovey, Barstead, Bertram Schofield, Best, and Shipman. For the Bulldogs, it's Harper Olson, Rachel Montgomery, Haley Hannestad, Cambry Reismer, and Hannah Dunn. And we have Montgomery jumping center against Shipman. Vikings will be moving from right to left. Scoreboard clock says 18 minutes. The official steps into the circle, tosses the ball, and the tip is controlled by the Bulldogs. Olson with it between the circles. Gets it over to the right side to Montgomery. Montgomery back out high to Dunn. Dunn over to the left side to Olson. Back out high to Reisimer. To Dunn, then to Montgomery, then over to Reisimer. A little bit of a tie-up out at the top of the key, but the Bulldogs keep it going. Going for the layup off, but Dunn doesn't go. Ball's out of bounds off the Bulldogs, and the Vikings have it. Best to bring it down the floor. Right through the center circle. Feeds it off to the right side to Bovey, back out high to Best. Over to the left side to Bertram Schofield. Cross-court pass to Bovey. Bovey over to Best. Feeds it into the lane to Barstead. Barstead looking for somewhere to go. Gets it back out to Best. To Bovey. Back to Barstead. Down into the corner to Shipman. Lays it up and in. McKenna Shipman puts the Vikings on top. 2-0. Down the floor come the Bulldogs. Ball gets tapped loose. It's picked up by Hannestad. They get it over. Ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by the Bulldogs. So the Vikings will have it. Best with it between the circles. Over to Bovey on the right side. To Barstead underneath, she puts it up and it goes in. Maddie Barstead, really glad to see that one go down because she was held scoreless in the last game. Bulldogs with it on the right side. This is Montgomery. Gets it out high to Dunn. Feeding it over to the left side to Hannestad. Down underneath. That was Montgomery with a shot. It's no good. Feeding it down the floor to Shipman, tries to get it to Barstead, and it goes out of bounds. Vikings trying to run.
And they're going to press.
Inbound pass, headed for the sideline, out of bounds. It'll be Viking ball. You're right, the presses, they're going to try and establish dominance right away if they can. Inbound pass to Barstead. She runs into traffic. Ball goes up. It's going to count. Shipman with the shot. And a foul on Olson. That's her first personal. That's Harper Olson for the Bulldogs. Shipman at the line. Her shot is good. So the Vikings go up 7-0. Bulldogs with it. And we're going to get a blocking foul on Best. And she's kind of laughing about it because she fell over and the Bulldogs fell over her, and she's the one who got called for the foul.
They all got tangled up down there.
Everybody ran out of room. They were right along the baseline. Bulldogs looking to inbound it. They get it to Dunn. She takes it down the sideline. Pass gets intercepted by Barstead. Down the floor come the Vikings. Long lead pass, and
we got a
it
foul.
Gets knocked loose. We got a foul being called on Olson. Pass was for Shipman.
That's 2 quick runs on Olson.
That is. And it's also the second team foul. Pass comes into Shipman, gets knocked loose, out of bounds. And they're going to say Shipman touched it last. Nope, they overruled themselves. The officials got it right. Viking ball. Pass comes into Shipman. Out to Best. Over to the left side to Bertram Schofield. Down into the corner to Best. She chases it down to Barstead. To Bovey. Three-pointer on the way. She hit it. Nothing but net. 10-0. Vikings on top. Down the floor come the Bulldogs. Battle for the ball on the floor. Best steals it. Long pass to Shipman. She lays it up and in. 12-0. And we're going to get a timeout on the floor. Vikings 12, Bulldogs nothing. 15-12 to go in the first half. And you're tuned to Viking basketball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Join us at the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV for exciting Colfax High School girls basketball. Our next game will be on Tuesday, December 21st when the Vikings travel to Ladysmith to take on the Lumberjills. Live coverage on the Northern Light Webcasting Network audio service and on NLWN-TV begins with Viking pregame at 6:55 p.m. That's live Colfax Viking Girls Basketball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV on Tuesday, December 21st.
We're back here at Boyceville High School. Yes, Dan and I will be up in Ladysmith on Tuesday for that game against the Lumberjills. Bulldogs bringing the ball down the floor. This is Olsen with it. Gets it across the timeline down the right side. Feeds it into the lane. Ball goes up and in. That was Rachel Montgomery with the shot from in the lane. 12-2 and the Bulldogs are on the board. Best with it for the Vikings. Gets it over to Bovey on the right side. Back to Best at the top of the key. To Barstead. Ball gets loose underneath. Saved inbounds by Shipman to Bertram Schofield. Over to Bovey. Three-pointer on the way. No good. Shipman with a putback and another putback. Nothing going. Bertram Schofield finally puts it in. Vikings had about 5 tries at it before they finally got it to go. Down the floor and laying it in is Haley Hannestead. We had discussions about how to pronounce her name. Still not sure I'm getting it right.
Yeah, I've called her name during the barrel racing season, and I get it wrong.
Long shot up by Bertram Schofield is no good. Rebound chased down by Bovey. Out to Best, back to Bovey. Three-pointer on the way. She hit it. Jillian Bovey. 17-4. Vikings on top. Olsen on the dribble, guarded closely by Bovey, top of the key, gets it over to Dunn. Back out high to Hannestead. Olsen drives into the lane, lays it up, it's no good, but we got a foul. I think it's gonna be on either Shipman or Best. It's on Shipman. That'll be her first personal, first team foul on the Vikings. Harper Olsen at the line. Shot is up and good. And we have basically a hockey line change going on.
Ref just has to make sure he knows who's coming in.
5 in, 5 out. Wilson with the second shot. It's on its way, bounces off the back of the iron. Ainsley Olsen with the rebound. Gets it to Hydorn, who brings it across the timeline for the Vikings. Feeds it over to the left side to Goodell. Back to Hydorn. Over to Reen. Goodell now has it on the left. Olsen in the lane, tries to feed it to Hajdukovic, but couldn't quite get it there. And down the floor comes Hannestead. Hannestead gets it over to Montgomery on the left side. Back out high to Olsen. Over to Hannestead. To Dunn at the top of the key. To Reisemer. Back over to Dunn. Out high to Hannestead. To Olsen. To Dunn at the baseline. Kicks it out to the left corner. And now they've got it out high to Olsen. Hannestead to Montgomery. to Reisimer. Then a long shot by Olsen is no good. Saved in bounds, and we've got a whistle and a foul. The foul is going to be on Aaliyah Reen. Her first personal. Third team foul on the Vikings. Ball comes in and up with the shot. We've got another foul. Shot was by Reisimer. It's no good, but...
Foul's on 34.
And that's Jenna Goodell. Her first personal. Fourth team foul on the Vikings. Reisimer at the line. Shot is up. Rattles around, goes down. Abby Schlew into the game for the Bulldogs. Also coming in is Sarah Stovern. They replaced Montgomery and Olsen. Reisimer's second shot. It's on the way, no good. And we've got a lane violation being called on Reisimer. She stepped over the line a little bit too early. So the Vikings will bring it down the floor. Goodell has it to Hydorn. Over to Reen, to Goodell. Three-pointer's no good. Rebound tap back inbounds, and we're going to get a blocking foul called on Goodell. That's going to be the second on her. Fifth foul on the Vikings. Vikings on top, 17-6. 12:06 to go in the first half. Bulldogs inbound it, coming down the floor, Stovern. Gets it across the timeline, trips, loses control, and it's out of bounds. The Viking ball.
Good defense by the Vikings. Creating turnovers.
Olsen inbounds it to Hydorn. She brings it across the timeline. Stops between the circles, gets it over to Reen on the right. Back out to Hydorn, to Goodell on the left. Feeds it to Hajdukovic. Tries to get it to Olsen. She lost the handle. And here come the Bulldogs back down the floor. Annestead hits it over to Schlew. Back out high to Dunn. Then over to Hannestead on the left side. And we got a travel being called. I think they got Abby Schlew with it, taking an extra step before she put the ball on the floor. So the Vikings bring it down the floor. Hydorn with it. Over to the left side to Goodell. Back out high to Hydorn, to Olsen at the elbow. Back to Reen, to Olsen, to Hydorn. Three-pointer on the way. Molly Hydorn with the three-point shot. Done with it for the Bulldogs. Vikings on top, 20-6. We get it over to the right side. This is Dunn. Back out high to Stovern. Then over to Hannestead, to Dunn. Tries to put it up. No good, and we're going to get a foul called on Hajdukovic.
Boyceville's been doing a good job on defense. Colfax has to shoot some
I take
threes.
It back. That foul was on Olsen.
Ainsley Olsen.
So the shot goes up by Dunn. It's good. First point for Dunn on the night. Second shot on the way. It's also good. 20-8 Vikings by 12. Goodell with it, gets it into the lane to Hajdukovic, and that hook shot of Hajdukovic goes in. 22-8, Vikings on top. Bulldogs have it at the top of the key with Dunn. They get it over to Schlew on the right. Out high to Stovern. Three-pointer on the way is no good. Olsen with the rebound. Gets it to Hydorn, and down the floor they come. Hydorn gets it to Olsen at the top of the key. Three-pointer on the way. She hit it! Ainsley Olsen with a three-pointer. 25-8, Vikings on top. 10 minutes to go in the first half. Dunn feeds it over to Reisimer. Back to Schlew at the top of the key. Over to Dunn on the right side. Back out high to Hannestead. Shot goes up from Schlew, missed everything, and it's out of bounds. And we have a timeout being called by the Bulldogs. So with a timeout on the floor, you're tuned to Viking basketball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Join us at the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV for exciting Colfax High School boys basketball.
This is what we came in for!
Our next game will be on Monday, December 20th when the Vikings host the Augusta Beavers. Live coverage on the Northern Light Webcasting Network audio service and on NLWN-TV begins with Viking pregame at 6:55 p.m. That's live Colfax Viking boys basketball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV on Monday, December 20th.
Hey Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry, I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
Back here at Boyceville High School. Vikings with the ball and a 25-8 lead. Green has it. Cross court pass to Olsen. Another three-pointer on the way. Off the iron, no good. She called the bank that time, but got turned down for the loan. Hannestead with it. Gets it over to Dunn. Now they swing it over to the right side. Back to Hannestead. Out high to Stovern. Now down into the lane. Shot goes up by Hannestead. It's no good. Olsen on the rebound, and down the floor they come. Olsen with another three. She hit it! Ainsley Olsen with another three. 28-8. Vikings up by 20. 8:51 to go. Hannestead gets it over to Reisimer. Back to Hannestead on the right side. She takes it between the circles. Over to Stovern on the right. Back out high to Reisimer. Now they get it down into the lane to Stovern, and we have a whistle. The ball went out of bounds. The last touch by the Vikings.
We got the 5 starters for Colfax now.
Yeah, another hockey line change there for the Vikings. Bulldogs to inbound. Harper Olsen to inbound it. She gets it to Dunn, driving down the lane, and Dunn's layup is no good. Bertram Schofield quickly down to the other end for the Vikings, lays it up and puts it in. Vikings on top 30-8. 8:16 to go. Down the floor come the Bulldogs. They've got it over on the right side now to Schlew. Gets it out high to Dunn. Over to the left side to Stovern. Back out high to Reisimer. To Dunn. To Schlew. And down the left side to Dunn. And Dunn gets a pocket picked, but then gets it right back again. Gets it out to Schlew at the top of the key. Over to Olsen, high, wide, and right. She gets it over to Stovern on the right side of the lane. Kicks it back out to Reisimer. Reisimer tries to get it to Olsen. Olsen does retain possession, tries to drive to the lane, loses the handle, runs into traffic, and the ball goes out of bounds. It'll be Viking ball.
Yeah, good job by Emily Bertram Schofield to get her hands in there and create a turnover.
So the Vikings come down the floor, best on the dribble. Bertram Schofield on the left. Swing it back around to Bovey on the right. Back out to Barstead with a three. No good. Bertram Schofield on the rebound. Tries to put it up. Draws the foul. Emily Bertram Schofield to go to the line to shoot 2.
I do believe that was Harper Olsen.
That's her 3rd. First shot by Bertram Schofield is good. Into the lineup is Rachel Montgomery for the Bulldogs, replacing Reisemer. Shot goes up, it's no good. Olsen on the rebound. And down the floor come the Bulldogs. Olsen on the dribble, takes it into the lane, stops, kicks it out to Schlew. Schlew with the jumper, and she hit the three-pointer. Abby Schlew with the three-pointer. Vikings up by 20. Best on the dribble. Feeds it over to Bertram Schofield. Down to the elbow to Barstead underneath the Shipman who lays it in. McKenna Shipman.
She has 9.
And down the floor comes Stovern. She got trapped near the timeline. Got it into the forecourt to Hannestead, and the ball gets knocked out of bounds. It's the Bulldogs' ball.
Yeah, good job by McKenna Shipman on that to get to the block and get her little shot.
Stovern to inbound it. Gets it into Hannestead. Takes it down the left side of the lane. Feeds it underneath. Shot goes up. No good by Montgomery, but she drew the foul.
See if it's on 12.
Oh, foul's on Emily Bertram Schofield. Be her first personal. It's the 7th team foul. Shot is up. Rattles around. Does not go. Second shot. On the way, in and out. And the Vikings come down with it. Shipman drives it down into the lane, puts it up, it's no good. Rebound, kind of carried out of bounds by the Bulldogs. So it'll be Vikings ball. Shipman to inbound. Gets it out to Barstead, three-pointer launched is no good. Rebound, back up again by Bertram Schofield is no good. Barstead with the rebound, tries to get it out and it gets taken away by Stevens. Ball comes out, stolen pass by Shipman. She gets it to Bovey, tries to get it to Bertram Schofield, it gets taken away by the Bulldogs. Down the floor comes Montgomery and the ball gets taken away by the Vikings. Bovey gets it to Barstead who lays it up.
Good pass.
And we have another timeout on the floor with the score. Vikings 35 and the Bulldogs 11. You're tuned to Viking basketball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Awkward. I'm the awkward silence. You try to avoid me, then there I am again.
But an awkward silence can be a great thing.
Like Kelly here is about to demonstrate.
You haven't really been yourself lately. Are you okay?
Find out how you can help a friend with their mental health at seizetheawkward.org.
Are your pooch's proportions putting on pounds? Or is your kitty's constitution constantly complaining? Well, stop by and see the friendly folks at the Colfax Animal Hospital. Dr. Bruce Buckley and his staff will be happy to help you get your family friend back on the road to healthy living. That's the Colfax Animal Hospital. Call them at 715-962-3380.
Back here at Boyceville High School, Rick Olson along with Dan Petchow. Chris Olson on the camera. Vikings on top, 35-11, 5:34 to go in the first half. And the Bulldogs lose control of the ball, out of bounds. It'll be Vikings ball.
Yeah, good job by number 12, Jillian Bovey. Established the edge. And Boyceville didn't have anywhere to go.
Barstead with a three-pointer, no good. Bertram Schofield has it in the corner, tries to get it out. We're going to get an over and back called. Bertram Schofield's pass was a little bit, well, as Euchre would have said, just a bit high. Stover into inbound, looking for somewhere to go, gets it in. That's Hannestead, takes it to the right side of the lane, loses control, and now she loses the ball. Shipman steals it away, gets it to Best. Best down the right side of the lane, turns around, gets it out to Bertram Schofield at the right elbow. Gets it over to Bovey, three-pointer on the way, off the iron, no good. Stovern with it, gets it up ahead to Hannestead. Gets it to Dunn, who takes it over to the right side. Now to the free throw line, ball gets knocked loose by Best, but we're gonna get a whistle on the floor, and it's gonna be a foul on Best.
It's going the other way, though.
No, I take it back. It's an offensive foul.
15.
Foul on Rachel Montgomery. It's her first personal, fourth team foul on the Bulldogs. Hockey line change again for the Vikings. 5 in, 5 out. Goodell with it, high, wide, and right. Gets it over to Hydorn, over to Reen on the right side. To Hajdukovic, gets it to Olsen. She kicks it back out to the right side. Three-pointer no good by Reen. And down the floor come the Bulldogs. Over to the left side, done with the three-pointers on the way, no good. Hajdukovic on the rebound, gets it to Goodell. Goodell takes it down the left side. Back out between the circles to Hydorn, over to Goodell. Feeds it into the lane to Olsen, turns around, puts it up, no good. She's a little soft on the shot. Bulldogs bring it down. Done with it, high, wide, and right. Feeds it in to Montgomery. She tried to save it, stepped out of bounds, and it's going to be Viking ball. Reisemer comes into the lineup. Schlu takes a break. Hydorn brings it down the floor. Gets it over to Reen. Ball gets tapped loose. Back out to Reen. Her shot is no good. Olsen with the rebound. Now it's getting tapped around. And the Bulldogs come away with it. Hannestead between the circles. Over to the left side to Reisemer. Out high to Stovern. She's between the circles. To Montgomery on the left. High, wide, and left. To Dunn between the circles.
Colfax is in man.
Over to the left side. Back out to Dunn from the free throw line. She hit it.
Hannah Dunn with 4 points.
And down the floor come the Vikings. Hydorn over to Reen. Now on the left. Green gets it back out to Hydorn. To Goodell. Goodell on the right side tries to feed it to Olsen. We get a whistle. And we're going to get a foul on Haley Hannestead. It's her first 5th team foul. Vikings inbound. Hydorn gets it to Goodell. To Olsen. Back out high to Hydorn. And we've got a foul underneath. And the foul is going to be on Hannah Dunn. Inbound pass to Hajdukovic, and she puts up the shot, got fouled. I believe it's going to be on Rachel Montgomery. It is. That's her second, 7th team foul. Both teams are in the bonus now with 2:41 to go in the first half. Hajdukovic's first shot is good. 36-13, Vikings on top. Second shot on the way, no good, rebound, taken away by the Bulldogs. Montgomery with it. She gets it over to Stover, who feeds it off to Hannestead. Or no, check that, that's Dunn. Dunn takes it to the left side, gets it to Hannestead. Hannestead out to Reisemer. Reisemer to Dunn. Down to Hannestead at the baseline, puts the shot up. Whistle and a foul. We're going to have Hannestead go to the line.
Foul maybe
They're going to say foul is on Molly Hydorn. It'll be her first personal. Shot is up and no good. Second shot coming. Second shot, rolls around and off. Olsen with the rebound. Down the floor come the Vikings. They get it over to the left side to Reen. Hydorn between the circles. Back over to Reen. Reen drives down to the baseline. And we have a whistle. She stepped out of bounds. Reen stepped out of bounds as she got down by the baseline. And so it's a turnover to the Bulldogs. Dunn bringing it down the floor, guarded by Olsen. Still in the backcourt, crosses the timeline, takes it to the left side. And we have a whistle.
Off Hannah Dunn's leg.
And so the Vikings have it. Hydorn with it, gets it over to Reen. To Olsen in the lane, puts the shot up, and it's in. Ainsley Olsen, I believe, has 8 on the night.
She's got 8.
Down the floor, and we have a travel call by, or travel call on Montgomery. She tried to put on the break, and that, I think that pivot foot left a skid mark on the floor that time.
Yeah, right on the B.
So the Vikings have it. Hydorn between the circles, over to the right side to Goodell, tries to feed it into the lane, it gets tapped, then the pass to Olsen in the lane is way over her head, out of bounds. Boyceville's ball. This is Hannestead, being guarded by Hydorn, stops on the right side just outside the arc, feeds it over to Dunn at the top of the key. Dunn takes it over to the left side. Into the lane to Stover. A good block that time. A real nice block by Hajdukovic. And down the floor come the Vikings. Feed it out to Goodell. Three-pointer on the way. It's short and out of bounds. (38-13), 48 seconds remaining in the half. Don't forget, coming up at halftime, we have a Viking profile, and then a Colfax High School report. Ball's over on the left side to Reisemer. Back out to Hannestead, then to Dunn on the right. Back over to the left now to Hannestead. To Reisemer. Back underneath, and the shot is no good by Hannestead. Hajdukovic with the rebound. 18 seconds remaining in the half. Hydorn with it, gets it over to Reen. Reen has a three-pointer on the way. It's off the glass, no good. Ball goes out of bounds, but it went off the leg of Cambry Reisemer of the Bulldogs.
Let's see what Colfax does. 1.9 left. See if they can get it in.
Pass into Hajdukovic. She can't get. No, they're saying it's after the buzzer. Hajdukovic just could not get the ball cleanly. So we get to halftime. Vikings 38, Bulldogs 13. We have Viking halftime coming up right after this timeout. You're tuned to Viking basketball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move. So I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Time now for Viking Halftime with this week's edition of Viking Profile and the Colfax High School Report. That's all coming up following this brief timeout.
Brandon met a girl on a dating app. He finally found the courage to ask her out. No answer. He started to panic. Was he being...
Hey, sorry I didn't respond. I was driving.
She must be a keeper.
Time now for Viking Profile, where we take a closer look at one of the Colfax Viking players. And now, Viking Profile.
Today on Viking Profile, we're talking with Jeanette Hajdukovic, and Jeanette is a sophomore here at Colfax High School. Jeanette, we know you play basketball, but are you involved in any other activities here at school?
Yes, I play volleyball, and I'm in track, and I'm in student council.
That'll keep you pretty busy.
Yeah.
Okay. So when did you start playing basketball, and what kind of an experience have you had?
Third grade competitively, but with my older siblings, I was always playing, and it's been amazing. Super fun.
Of course, you grew up in a house full of boys and stuff.
Yeah.
They'd make it extra tough for you, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
Okay. So what's the most important thing that you've learned from playing basketball?
How important communication is and how important it is to be a family with the people you play with.
Okay. So when you're not playing basketball or you're not here at school, what are some other things that keep you busy or occupied?
Doing homework, and I like to hang out with my friends a lot, as much as possible.
And that homework's an important thing. I mean, after all, you are a student athlete.
Yes.
Okay.
Super important.
All right, I've got a few rapid fire questions for you. Just shout out the first thing that comes into your head. Pie, ice cream, cake, or cookies?
Ice cream.
Favorite kind?
Cookies and cookie dough. Cookie dough.
Cookie dough? Okay. Yeah. Your favorite color and why?
Blue, because it looks like the ocean and is really calming.
Okay, very good. Now, if you could have a superpower, what would it be and why?
Super strength, because then everybody would have to take me seriously.
Okay, and super strength, then you dominate under the basket.
100%.
There you go. Now, if you have a superpower, you have to have a superhero name to go with it. So what is Jeanette's superhero name?
The Incredible Bulk.
The Incredible Bulk. Okay. Jeanette, your favorite NBA or WNBA team?
The Bucks, but the Lakers too, to watch.
Okay. All right. And your favorite collegiate team?
UConn or Stanford.
All right. We're talking with Jeanette Hajdukovic here on Viking Profile. And Jeanette, what are your plans for after high school? I know you've got plenty of time because you're only a sophomore, but I'm sure you're thinking about it somehow.
Yeah. 4-year college for sure, and hopefully somewhere in the medical field.
Okay. And you got plenty of time to narrow that down. Okay. Hey, how about a shout out to your family?
Shout out Hajdukovic's my mom and dad and 2 brothers and sister.
All right. When people watch Viking games, where are they going to find you on the floor?
Down right by the basket.
And trying to dominate the boards, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. We want to thank Jeanette Hajdukovic for joining us today on Viking Profile. Coming up next, more Viking Halftime.
You've been listening to Viking Profile. This has been a presentation of the Northern Light Webcast Network.
The thing that drives me every day as a dad is him. And there's this huge responsibility in making sure that he's a good person. It's okay to make mistakes. As long as it's coming from love, it starts to work itself out.
Time now for the Colfax High School Report with an update about what's happening at Colfax High School.
The Colfax Vikings athletics had another busy week last week with the boys basketball team having 3 games, the girls had 1, and the wrestlers had a dual meet and a tournament. The Viking boys went 1-2 last week with a dominating 65-37 win over Glenwood City on Tuesday. Then the boys dropped two exciting and close games on Thursday and Saturday. On Thursday, the boys were defeated by Mondovi 67-64, and on Saturday at the Northwest Tip-Off Classic at UW Stout, they were defeated by the Chippewa Falls McDonald Central Max 68-61. Following those games, the boys have a record of 2 wins and 3 losses. They are 1-1 in the Dunn St. Croix Conference. The Viking girls continued their winning ways in the Dunn St. Croix Conference with an impressive 77-43 victory over the Mondovi Buffaloes. Now that leaves the girls with a record of 6 wins and 1 loss on the season, 2-0 in the Dunn St. Croix Conference. The Bloomer Colfax Wrestlers defeated Regis Altoona in a dual meet last Thursday, 43-42. Then on Saturday, they competed in the 32-team Eau Claire North Invitational. The Grapplers had 7 wrestlers place in that tournament and were led by second-place finishes at 152 and 160 pounds, Luke Blanchard and Bowen Rothbauer. This week, the Viking girls will host the Durand Panthers on Tuesday, travel to Boyceville to take on the Bulldogs on Friday the 17th. We will have both of those games on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV. The Viking boys will host the Durand Panthers on Thursday. We will also have that game on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV. The Bloomer Colfax wrestling team will travel to Osseo for a dual meet on Tuesday against Osseo Fairchild Augusta Fall Creek. Now, coming up next week, all 3 teams are in action in spite of the holiday break beginning. The Viking boys will host the Augusta Beavers on Monday the 20th, while the Viking girls will travel to Ladysmith to take on the Lumberjills on Tuesday the 21st. We will carry both games on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV with Viking pregame beginning at 6:55 p.m. On Tuesday, the Bloomer Colfax Wrestlers will travel to Northwestern High School in Maple to take on the Tigers in a dual meet. The Wrestlers will also participate in the Northern Badger Tournament at River Falls High School on December 29th and 30th. In other school news, the annual holiday vacation will begin on Thursday, December 23rd and run through Monday, January 3rd. And that's what's happening for the week of December 12th through the 18th at Colfax High School.
You've been tuned to the Colfax High School Report with an update about what's happening at Colfax High School. Stay tuned. Coming up next is more Viking halftime and then second half action.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made her college years happen. Opening that education savings account when she was little, spearheading a campus tour, and another, and another, and another, and another. Bam! Deciphering financial aid. She was like, what? But now she's like, yeah! You aced planning for college. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
You've been tuned to Viking Halftime. Stay tuned. Coming up is second half action of today's Viking game on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Hey Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
And we're back at Boyceville High School, just getting ready to start the second half. The Bulldogs are huddling up, the Vikings are huddling up, and Dan's got his numbers ready. Go ahead, Dan.
Yeah, here's the scores right now for Boyceville. Harper Olsen has 1, Rachel Montgomery has 2, Haley Hennestead has 2, Cambry Reesmer has 1. Hannah Dunn has 4. And Abby Slew has 3. For the Vikings, they have Jillian Bovey with 6. Inzi Olson with 8. Maddie Barstead with 4. Emily Bertram Schofield with 5. Jeanette Hajdukovic with 3. And McKenna Shipman with a 9.
Okay.
38-13.
And that's a nice spread of scoring by the Vikings. Actually, even scoring by the Bulldogs, there's just not much of it. Pretty thin frosting on that cake.
Yeah, and Coach brought in her quote-unquote second stringers for a while, and they did a good job on defense, got some points, and gave the starters a little time to sit.
And the Vikings have it. Cross court past Emily Bertram Schofield, puts it up, no good. Rebound taken down by Shipman, puts it up, it's no good. And the Bulldogs come away with it. And she puts it up toward the Viking basket. Shipman puts it up, and we get a foul. Somebody got very confused down there by the Bulldogs.
I think
I haven't seen that in a long time. Shipman at the line for the Vikings. Shot is up and good. By the way, the foul was on Haley Hannestead. It's her second personal. First team foul on the Bulldogs. Second shot is no good. Rebound taken down by the Bulldogs. Hannestead with it on the dribble. She takes it through the center circle into the forecourt. Dribbles over towards the right side. Gets it over to Reisimer. She cross-courts it to the top of the key. Now over to Hannestead on the left. To Olson between the circles. To Dunn on the right. Now they get it over to Olson on the left. To Montgomery. To Hannestead. To Dunn. To Montgomery. High, wide, and left. Pass gets tipped but picked up by Hannestead. Or check that was Reisimer. And ball gets stolen by Bess. She lays it up. It doesn't go. Vikings a little soft on their shots right now. We have the ball being scrambled for on the floor. Jump ball being called for. And the possession arrow goes to the Bulldogs. It'll be done inbounding it to Hannestead. Hannestead in the backcourt, gets it back to Dunn. She brings it across the timeline between the circles. Feeds it over to the left side. Olson with it. Gets it out to Montgomery between the circles. Tries to feed it down to the baseline. Passes a little bit errant and out of bounds.
Yeah, nothing in the middle for Colfax. So Boyceville had to find a different way, and they threw it away.
Vikings with it down at the baseline. Shipman gets it out to Barstead. Tries to feed it underneath to Bertram Schofield. A lot of white arms in there.
Late whistle.
We have a whistle and a foul.
22.
Being called on Maddie Barstead. That's her first personal. First team foul. Down the floor come the Bulldogs. Done with it. Feeds it over to the left side to Hannestead. Back out high to Olson, but it gets stolen by Bovey. Takes it in, lays it up, and it goes. 41-13, Vikings on top. Hannestead with it. She stops between the circles. Ball goes off the leg, and this should be over and back. Well, no, the Vikings pick it up. And we have a whistle and a foul down in the corner.
I don't know. I think it was off the Boyceville.
It's not. It was off of Boyceville, so it would have been an over and back if they would have touched it. But the Vikings picked it up, and the pass comes into Barstead. She lays it up and in. So because it was the defensive team that picked it up, it's not over and back. Hannestead with it. Gets it over to Olson. She gets it across the timeline behind the back dribble. Now she's between the circles. Ball gets taken away by Shipman. Shipman loses control, picks it up, gets it out to Best, back to Shipman from the corner. Three-pointer on the way, no good. Ball heads towards the sideline. It's out of bounds off the Bulldogs, and it'll be Viking ball. 43-13, Vikings by 30.
Abby Chu comes in for Boyceville.
Annestead takes a break. Best with the ball, gets down into the right corner to Bovey. To Shipman at the right baseline. Tries to get it back out to Bovey. Ball gets stolen by Olsen. Olsen brings it down the floor. And it's out of bounds off of Bovey. Bovey trying to cut off the sideline.
Which she did a good job.
She did, but she cut the ball right out of bounds. So inbound pass taken by Bertram Schofield. Turn around, jumper no good. Rebound by Shipman is good. 45-13. Done with the ball. She gets it across the timeline. Takes it over to the right side. Covered there by Best. To Schlew down in the right corner. She's trying to get it out to Dunn. Now they get it to her. Between the circles, takes it to the right side. Now drives down to the right corner. We got a whistle.
I think it should be on 32. Jasmine Best.
It is. Foul is on Best. It's her third. Second team foul on the Vikings. Dunn to inbound it. Gets it into Stovern. Stovern tries to turn with it, but the ball gets taken away by Bertram Schofield. Lays it up and in. Emily Bertram Schofield. That seems to be one of her favorite times to steal, is when a player starts to go into a turn, she can steal it off the spin.
Yeah, she's got quick hands.
They feed it underneath.
As we started talking about.
Bertram Schofield steals it again. Feeds it over to Shipman. She puts the shot up and got fouled. Shot did not go. Foul is on Dunn, I believe. Maybe it, no, it's not. Foul's on Schlew. It's her first personal. Third team foul. First shot by Shipman is good. And again, we have the hockey line change going on, except Shipman's at the line. Olsen waiting to come in for her. Second shot is off the iron, no good. So I guess Ainsley's going to have to wait a little longer. Done with it. Gets it over to Stovern. Stovern takes it over to the right side. Cross court, well, it's going to be a cross court, but picked up by Schlew in the lane. Then they get it out to Dunn, takes it to the left side. Dunn to the elbow, down underneath. Shot goes up by Schlew, is no good. Rebound taken down by the Vikings.
Yeah, good block by Shipman.
Aaliyah Reen feeds it underneath to Shipman, and the shot is good. Done with it on the right side. Takes it down to the right corner. Back out to Montgomery. Between the circles, gets it over to the left side, high, wide, and left. Now Montgomery has it, feeds it down into the lane to Schlew, and she walked. And now Ainsley can get off her knees and come in for Shipman. It's a long time to sit there squatting in front of the scorer's table. I don't know, my knees are a lot older than hers. Mine wouldn't have been able to handle that. But she's young and nimble.
Popped right up.
Vikings with the ball on the right side. Now back up between the circles, back over to the right side to Reen. Down into the right corner. Feeds to Olsen on the right baseline. Shot goes up, no good. Rebound taken down by the Vikings. Three-pointer on the way by Hydorn, no good. And the Bulldogs come away with it. Stovern takes it down the right side. turns, drives to the lane. Ball gets knocked loose. Olsen comes away with it. Gets it to Hydorn, and down the floor come the Vikings. Hydorn into the lane. Kicks it back out to Olsen. Three-pointer on the way. No good. Rebound, tapped her out. Olsen gets it. She puts it up. It goes in, and she draws the harm.
Yeah, good job by Ainsley Olsen to foul her shot.
I believe that's her first time into double-digit scoring this year. Free throw is in and out, no good. Rebound taken down by Montgomery. Done with it, high, wide, and right. Now she takes it between the circles. Now over to the right wing to Olsen, that's Harper Olsen. To Stovern, over to the left side to Dunn. Back out high to Leslie. To Stovern, to Olsen, to Leslie on the left wing. To Montgomery, to Dunn on the right wing. Tries to feed it underneath to Leslie, a little bit out of her reach.
Boyceville having a hard time getting it inside. Colfax is big right now.
Vikings come down the floor. Lob pass into Olsen, lays it up, no good. Olsen grabs the rebound, and she gets fouled on the floor.
Sarah Stover.
And we have a timeout on the floor by the Bulldogs. With the score, Vikings 52, Bulldogs 13. You're tuned to Viking Basketball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
When it comes to your finances,
Your life. Pleasant Valley
State
Properties.
Bank's online banking and mobile app offers dozens of new and enhanced real-time alerts. Whether an ATM withdrawal is made or a login to your account failed, you'll instantly know. So now, the technology that makes it easier to manage your money is also making it safer. Visit DairyStateBank.com or call to learn more. Dairy State Bank. Banking on relationships. Member FDIC.
Dairy State Bank.
And we're back here at Boyceville High School. Rick Olsen along with Dan Petchow, Chris Olsen on the camera. Happy to bring this one to you. 1 week to Christmas Eve, Dan.
My
You got
stocking.
your coal scuttle ready?
My stocking is up.
Now I just go ahead and put out the coal scuttle. I figure I know what I'm getting. Bulldogs with the ball. They take it over to the right side. Stovern with it. Feeding it down into the corner to Leslie. Back out to Dunn on the left or on the right wing. She takes it up between the circles over to the left side to Montgomery. To Olsen. That's Harper Olsen. To Dunn. To Stovern. Back out to Montgomery. To Leslie. Tries to feed it down to the baseline. It's picked up by Stovern. Feeds it underneath to Montgomery, and it's knocked out of bounds by Reen.
Yeah, Colfax defense is stingy right now. Boyceville can't find their way in.
Bulldogs try to get it inbounded. Dunn with it. They get it in on the right side. Dunn has the ball on the right wing. Gets it out high to Stover. Drives to the lane. Has nowhere to go with it. Gets it back out to Dunn. She's between the circles. Feeds it over to the right side. Almost stolen by Goodell. Harper Olsen with the shot is no good. Rebound chased down by Hydorn. Hydorn brings it across the timeline. Over to the right side to Reen. To Olsen in the lane. She tries to get it over to the corner. And ball got saved by Hydorn. Good quick feet by Hydorn. Feed to Hajdukovic, gets tapped away. And Harper Olsen with it. Bulldogs come down the floor. Dunn gets it out to Stovern. Over to Harper Olsen. And they get it down to the right baseline. Ball gets knocked loose on the floor. Picked up in the backcourt by Leslie, and she dribbled it on the sideline. It'll be Viking ball.
Yeah, I hope there's a little stocking for the dogs. You have two
they've
little
got
dogs?
stockings.
Okay.
And they know it. They check those out almost every day. Hajdukovic with it. They get it out to Hydorn, over to the right side to Reen, back to Hydorn, to Reen, to Goodell. Shot goes up, no good. Rebound by Schlu. Hannestead brings it across the timeline, feeds it over to the left side. That's Harper Olsen with it. To Hannestead at the top of the key. Over to Dunn on the right side. Dunn kicks it back out to Montgomery. Montgomery takes it over to the right side. To Harper Olsen. To Hannestead. Hannestead between the circles. Oh, and she put a shoulder into Hydorn.
Yeah, that's
They got her with the offensive foul. Hydorn hit that floor pretty hard.
That's Haley Hannestead's fourth. She'll have to come out.
J.C. Bovey into the lineup for the Vikings, giving Hydorn a break. To Reen on the right, to Bovey. Into the lane to Olsen, lays it up. It won't go down for her. Down the floor comes Dunn. Dunn takes it over to the right side. They get it out between the circles to Montgomery. Over to Riesemer. To Dunn. To Schlu, tries to drive the baseline. The ball gets knocked out of bounds. Off the Vikings.
Yeah, Boyceville had a chance there, but good job by Hajdukovic to recover and blocked it.
Dunn to inbound it. Gets it to Montgomery. Drives the right baseline. Puts it up and in. 52-15. Over to Reen on the right side. Takes it down to the right corner. Gives it to Goodell. Goodell's three-pointer is good.
Jenna Goodell with her first 3 points of the night.
Goodell looked like she had that attitude. I'm going to make one of these threes goes if it's the death of me. Well, she did. And we have a traveling call on Schlu.
Yeah, Jenna Goodell, she's got a game.
So down the floor come the Vikings. J.C. Bovey with it. They get it down into the corner, back out to J.C. To Reen on the right side. Kicks it out to Olsen. Over to J.C. Back to Reen. Drives it to the right elbow. Gets it out to J.C. Down to Goodell inside the arc. Shot is up, no good. She gets her own rebound. Puts it up and in. Jenna Goodell. 57-15. 6:17 to go. Done with it. Being hawked by Olsen. Gets it to Schlu. Then over to Reisimer. Ball gets knocked loose by Goodell. Feeds it over to Hajdukovic, to Olsen, to J.C. Bovey. Brings it across the timeline. Feeds it over to the right side to Reen. Drives to the lane, loses the handle. Here comes Dunn down the floor. Dunn down the right side of the lane, puts a shot up, no good. Rebound. And they're going to call Olsen with a travel. She had the ball and landed on her wallet and kind of rolled to her back, and that was a travel. Dunn ready to inbound. We are in running time now. Harper Olsen with a three-pointer, and she hit it. Green with it, gets it over to Olsen. Fight for it on the floor. Hajdukovic gets it out to Reen. Reen puts the shot up, no good. Rebound taken down by Boyceville. 4:48 to go in the game. Vikings on top, 57-18. Down the baseline. We have a foul on the floor on the Vikings. And that's a foul on Jenna Goodell. It's her third personal. Boyceville to inbound. Stevens with it. Gets it over to Harper Olsen. Puts up another three. No good. Rebound taken away by J.C. Bobby. Down the floor she comes. Tries to feed it off, and the ball gets taken away by Dunn. Dunn with a hesitation move, takes it down to the left baseline, feeds it into the lane to Montgomery. She puts the shot up and in, and she got fouled on the way up by Olsen. That's her second personal. Fourth team foul on the Vikings. Hannestead in for Dunn. Free throws on the way, it's good. And we have Reisimer coming in for Montgomery.
Montgomery sits down with 7 points.
Down the floor comes J.C. Bovey. Feeds it over to Reen. Reen takes it to the right side, over to J.C. between the circles. 3 minutes to go. To Hajdukovic, overlays it. Rebound being battled for. Coming away with it is Reisimer for the Bulldogs. Gets it to Hannestead. Takes it across the timeline. Picked up by Olsen on the right side. Ball gets tapped loose. It's still loose on the floor. Picked up by Hajdukovic. Feeds it over to JC. JC gets it out to Goodell. Goodell's shot was partially blocked. Grabbed by Hajdukovic, and we're going to get a foul on Reisimer. First shot on the way, no good. Rebound, taken down by Harper Olsen. Olsen over to the left side. Feeds it down underneath, it goes out of bounds, and it's gonna go over to the Vikings. Pass down there was intended for Stevens. She couldn't quite find the handle. So J.C. Bovey brings it down the floor for the Vikings. Under 2 minutes to go. They feed it to Olsen in the lane. Gets it back out to Reen. To J.C. Puts up the three, it doesn't go. Goodell with it to Reen. Back out to J.C. To Goodell, feeds it to Olsen underneath. She lays it up and in.
Ainsley Olsen with 12.
And down the floor come the Bulldogs. 59-21, Vikings on top. They feed it into towards the lane. Shot goes up by Schlew, is no good. And the Vikings come away with it. J.C. Bovey with it. Feeding it over to the right side to Reen. Back to Bovey between the circles. Down into the right corner to Olsen. Olsen went up and down, forgot to get rid of the ball. She knew it.
Yeah, she wanted to go up, but Abby Schlew was right there. Made Ainsley change her mind.
So down the floor come the Bulldogs. 40 seconds remaining in this one. Hannestead, we have a whistle.
Falls on 14.
Foul's going to be on Ainsley Olsen. That's her third personal. Ball gets inbounded. Three-pointer goes up by Stevens. Jaden Stevens, the sophomore, with that three-pointer, 59-24, under 10. Feed over to Reen. Reen on the dribble, 3 seconds, 2-1. And that will be the final. Vikings, 57. Bulldogs.
59.
Check that, 59. Boy, they turned that off quick.
59-47. 59.
Dad, you're supposed to
I
know
got
this.
59.
Well, we'll know it when you add up the points. So anyway, we'll have Viking postgame coming up right after this timeout. You're tuned to Viking basketball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Hey world, I have a quick message. It's about safe driving. All right, let's go. Anytime you're driving, have the seatbelt buckled tight, both hands on the wheel and your phone out of sight. When not in your hand trying to text somebody back, because if you do, your car might get smacked. The moral of the story, just put your phone down. The people on the road will stay safe and sound. Put your phone down, put your phone down. People on the road will stay safe and sound. Yeah.
Thank you for joining us for Colfax Viking Girls Basketball. This has been a presentation of the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV. Stay tuned. Coming up next is Viking Post Game, where we'll take a look back at today's Viking game.
Time now for Viking postgame, with a wrap-up of today's Colfax Viking Girls game. And now, Viking postgame.
Now we're back.
There we are.
Well, we're back here at Boyceville High School. And the Vikings did not disappoint. As you can see from our scoreboard insert, they turned that scoreboard off about the time the buzzer quit sounding at the end of this one, but the score was 59-24. Vikings didn't disappoint in that respect. We're waiting to see if Coach Sarar comes out tonight. Be real interesting to talk to her. You know, there were a lot of good things that happened for the Vikings tonight. A lot of people got in the scoring game, and they dominated the ball game from the beginning. But there were some things in that game that were a little bit sloppy and need to be cleaned up, because against a better team, it's not going to be a good thing.
Yeah, it was hard for the starters to kind of get in flow, tonight, because she let the second string players get a lot of time, and but it was okay. Maybe they got a little rest that they needed. I'm not for sure how Ladysmith will be, but
right. And so I'll tell you what, while we wait for Coach Sarar, why don't you go ahead and give us a rundown on the scoring of tonight's game? If she shows up, we'll put a stop and pick it up from there. So Dan, tell us how we got to 59-24.
Yeah, here's the scores for Boyceville tonight. They had Harper Olson with 4, Jaden Stevens with 3, Rachel Montgomery with 7, Haley Hannestead with 2, Kimber Reismer with 1, Hannah Dunn with 4, and Abby Schlew with 3. For the Colfax Vikings, their leading scorer tonight was number 42, McKenna Shipman. She had 15. We had Anzie Olson with 12. We had Jillian Bovey with 8. We had Emily Bertram Schofield with 7. We had Maddie Barstad with 6. We had Jenna Goodell with 5. And we had Jeanette Hajdukovic with 3. Another deep bench for Coach Sherrar to bring the score to 59 tonight.
Okay, and I still don't see her coming up yet, but I suspect that she will be before too awful long.
Here she comes, maybe, to our left.
I do see her and some of the rest of her coaching entourage. She's not heading this way yet, so we'll see what happens. And she kind of looked over this way, and I gave her a high sign, and so we hopefully will. Well, now she's not going this way. We'll see what happens and see if she comes up here. Anyway, like we said, Vikings got a lot of players into the scoring action. Bench players, especially Ainsley Olsen comes in as the number 2 scorer on the team tonight. We have Jenna Goodell with 5 big points. That 3 brought a smile to her face. Then followed it up immediately with a 2-pointer on the very next possession.
Yeah, you know, Jenna Goodell doesn't get a ton of play time, but good job by the Jenna and Ainsley and Jeanette to get some play time.
Well, and a lot of those players, although they didn't get any points on the board, they did manage to do a lot of good ball things, play tough defense, and gave the Vikings that chance for that 35-point win.
Yeah. Yeah, Colfax had good hands tonight, good defense. Made traffic for Boyceville couldn't get inside. And Boyceville didn't really have an answer for Colfax tonight.
I'll tell you what, we're going to take a bit of a timeout and then see if we can get Coach Sherrar to come up this way. So as we take this time out, you're tuned to Viking Postgame on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Hi there, Russell here. I'm one of Santa's elves. In fact, I'm pretty sure I'm his chief elf when it comes to making deliveries on Christmas Eve. It's a busy time here at the North Pole. We elves are pretty good at assembling things. That's why the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV asked me to assemble their Christmas gift to you. So here's what I've come up with. We're all going on a ride with Santa on Christmas Eve. Not his whole trip, but part of it. And I have the in-flight entertainment all lined up. So join me, Santa, and the Northern Light Webcasting Network along with NLWN-TV on Christmas Eve beginning at 7 p.m.
And we're back here at Boyceville High School. And we now have Coach Sherrar with us. And congratulations, Coach, 59-24. Overall, the girls basically came in here and took care of business.
You know, they did everything that I asked them to do.
Look at that, Coach. You
Thanks,
even get a candy cane.
Yeah, thank you. You know, right away from the start, I think we kind of set that, they were going to have to play pretty good to beat us. Our starting 5 was good. We got a lot of kids, a ton of minutes tonight, and, we're still in first place in the Dun St. Croix, so I'm happy.
And there were some things that were a little ragged occasionally out there. Part of that, Dan made the point, when the starters seemed to get a little bit ragged, is because they had been sitting on the bench so long that it was hard to get into a rhythm.
Yeah, in games like this, it's hard when you're going 5 in and 5 out, and it's, not something that you're used to. A lot of those, starting 5 play a ton of minutes. They're not used to sitting on the bench that much, so I don't think they were able to get quite the feel for the game that they usually do, but at the same time, I thought our second 5 did an excellent job, especially in the second half, working the ball around and getting some easy baskets. I was impressed with our ability to find, Ainsley had the hot hand, with a couple threes, and overall it was a great team win.
And I was impressed with your second 5's defensive play. and the way they really did shut down Boyceville. I expected your first team to be pretty tough defensively against them, but the second team, there was no let-up. The Boyceville really didn't have any more scoring opportunities, or at least not serious ones.
Yeah, I thought.
You're tuned to the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV. We use advertising revenue to make this service available to you. If you have a business and would like to get your message out to our ever-increasing audience, give us a call at 715-563-1749. We'll be happy to discuss our budget-friendly advertising packages with you. Get your business noticed on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV by calling 715-563-1749.
You've been listening to Viking Postgame, a wrap-up of today's Colfax Viking Girls game. You can catch Colfax Vikings games by tuning in to any of the Northern Light Webcasting Network outlets. This has been a production of the Northern Light Webcasting Network.